I watched a training today that the lady said, seriously, like sit down, look at other people's, and then figure out how you can make it better, and then post that.
That's true. Hi. Hi, Emmeline.
She should be in bed, but I'm gonna have to run up and put her down after Annabelle gets going. It's been so hard because Brian has his college guys on Monday nights and they start at 7. So it's like I don't have any help getting them both down before the call. So it's just been a struggle.
No, but that's
Can we use this? You can card it and put it in.
We'll give everybody another minute to hop on and we'll get started. How is everybody? I have a child with me tonight, so as soon as Annabelle gets started, I'm gonna have to quickly go lay her down really quick. Story of my life. How was everyone's Monday? Drop in the chat.
Caroline, I'm going to say something because Caleb's standing here and he's like, why is nobody responding? Why don't you say something back to her?
No, it's like, gee, somebody say something.
Yeah, I feel like I'm always the one.
Hey, Caroline, my Monday night is going great. It's good to see you.
Thank you so much, Caleb.
I felt the same way. I feel like I'm always the one to talk, so I didn't.
You like Caleb, don't you? You want to say hi to him? Yeah.
Hey, hi. Go ahead. Hi. Yeah.
Oh, there's this little girl.
Hi. Hi.
Say hi to her.
Huh?
No, she's
Hi.
Hi.
Say hi there.
I love it.
Her hair is so pretty. Oh my gosh.
I know. Nikki, is her hair like strawberry blonde?
Hi.
Yeah, it's like a strawberry blonde, but I was praying for a redhead and we got this craziness.
It's beautiful. I love it.
Go to crazy
Thank you. She always calls her hair her dizzy hair because it's so wild.
I love that.
Hi.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for being on tonight. I am personally so excited about tonight's training. I know we've got a few people still joining us. So if you have a coach who you don't see on, or a purpose partner who said they were going to be on tonight, do me a favor and shoot them a text and just remind them about this call. Being on these calls live, as you guys know, is so powerful. I mean, it's always great to go back and listen, but I think just seeing each other's faces and hearing how everybody's doing, and I don't know, it's just something powerful about being on live. And as I'm sure Anna Bay is going to kind of dive into tonight, obviously so much of our businesses is done and run on social media. And I'm excited about tonight's training because for those of you who don't know, and I'm sure Anna Bay is going to jump into this, but like jumping on the bandwagon with new things that Instagram comes out with is so important. And I think a lot of times naturally we kind of want to sit back and watch people and kind of be like, I'll just see how everyone else does it and then I'll jump in. And I know even for myself, like that's so easy for me to want to do. But the reality is that Instagram rewards people who jump on new features quickly. So you're going to see your engagement go up. I'm sure, again, Anna Bay is going to talk about all of this. But that is why it's so important to us that we're constantly staying ahead of the curve and not waiting around for every single Beachbody coach to be using Instagram Reels and already have like all of these cool ideas. Like we want to be in front of it, right? Like we want to be using these features so that way, even though it's super nerve-wracking and we're probably going to critique ourselves a million times, like just throw spaghetti at the wall and like see if it sticks. And if it doesn't, like it is what it is, but just do it. And I think the longer you're a coach, the less you care about what people think. There is just so much power to using these features early. And I think it can really help grow your business. So I'm excited for Anna Bay to dive into things tonight. If you guys don't know Anna Bay, she is absolutely incredible. She is a wife, military wife. They've traveled and lived all over the country and currently in Colorado. She is a diamond coach, almost one-star diamond coach. And she's got the cutest little boy ever, Sawyer. He's like literally such a cutie. And yeah, I'm excited for her to dive in tonight. So Anna Bay, I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to you.
Hello. Okay, so first of all, I just have to say that when Caroline asked me to do this tonight, I laughed like a lot because I don't really know what I'm doing. To be honest, like she said, it's kind of one of those things where you just throw noodles at the wall. And to be honest, I did not even start doing reels to increase my business. To be honest, it's just fun. And I think that's the most important part is if you're not having fun with what you're doing, then stop doing it because that comes across, especially on social media. But, and the Diamond Retreat girls know, I was talking about TikTok the whole time we were at the Diamond Retreat and they were like, oh, Anna Bay and her TikTok. And I'm like, just trust me, it's fun and it's entertaining. And for me personally, I just need some time to like zone out for like 30 minutes a day. And I scroll through TikTok and I know that's probably not the best productive tip in the world, but it's kind of paid off and that's why I laughed so hard when she asked me to do this, because I'm like, oh my gosh, all that scrolling through TikTok and just sitting there laughing on my couch at stupid stuff has kind of paid off. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, I'm offended. No, I'm just kidding. But please do. We can be friends. But if you don't and you haven't seen my reels, I started posting them. I guess it was after the Diamond Retreat. I don't know. I just got to the point, and I was actually talking to Erin about this earlier today, about a month ago especially. I got to the point where I found myself not finding joy in this business anymore, not because of the people, not because of anything anyone else was doing, but because of the pressure I was putting on myself. And so I really had to take a step back and do a heart check and go, okay, why am I not finding joy in this? It was because I wasn't doing things that made me feel joyful. And in turn, that was showing up to the people around me. So as silly as it is, doing these little cute videos has made me feel joy. And obviously it's helped other people find joy too. So it's really helped. When I started doing this, I probably had 1,500 followers maybe on a good day. And now I'm close to 1900. And those are all genuine followers. Those aren't creepy. I mean, of course you're going to get the creepy, scammy people every now and then, but for the most part, those are all real people. Majority of them are women. Majority of them are mamas, people just like me who are just watching my reels and deciding to follow me because of that. So like I said, I have no idea what I'm doing, but I made some notes on what I think I'm subconsciously doing without even thinking about it, and hopefully that can help y'all. So I'm going to go over this first, and then I'll answer your questions that y'all posted on Facebook. So the first thing I want to say about this kind of stuff is think of it as a conversation starter and not a sales pitch. We all know there are thousands and thousands and thousands of Beachbody coaches. Everyone has like the same type of sales pitch. Everyone's posting the same things on their stories. I don't suggest making your reels a sales pitch. I just don't, because people are kind of tired of seeing that, especially on those type of platforms. So I like to think of it as a conversation starter instead of a sales pitch. So basically, I'm making these videos because they're fun for me and they show my personality. And that's one thing I will say too, is that like, it's let me show my personality a lot more than I can in just an Instagram post. But they see my reels, maybe they laugh at it, maybe they find some hope by it or whatever, and then they follow me, and then they can find out what I do. Then they can find out what I have to offer in the fitness world, or in the nutrition area or whatever. And of course I still make reels to do with nutrition, but you'll notice that it doesn't say anything about Beachbody or Portion Fix or anything like that in my reels. They're just kind of funny things about nutrition or whatever, because that is a part of who I am. But I'm not trying to make a sales pitch in my reels, because that's just really not the place for it. So that's the first thing I will say. And then another thing, and this may come across harsh, but right now, especially in 2020, I have learned people don't want any more life advice. And I know that sounds awful, but if they want more life advice, they will go to Facebook or they will go somewhere like that. But if you do have a TikTok, you will notice that people go on Reels or TikTok to laugh and to de-stress and to get away from all of the craziness in the world. And that's why I really enjoy making funny videos and like cute little dancing videos or whatever, because I want people to laugh when they come on my page. I want people to find hope when they come onto my page, not just more, hey, you're not doing the right thing, this is what you need to do to fix your life, because people are getting enough of that everywhere they turn, especially in this year. For me, at least, that's what's working the most, is when I post things that make people laugh and give people hope, rather than just shoving more life advice down their throat that they really won't do anything with and probably have already seen 10 times that day. So like I said, that's just me. That's personally what I've seen work for my people and who have started following me. And then, like I said, people are looking to laugh and feel hope. You may have seen I posted something the other week, and it was really hard for me to post, and it was just kind of like my struggle with depression and some really down, like some very deep valleys that I've had in my life. But I also tried to make it hopeful with the song that I posted, and just kind of like, yeah, we can go through, these really hard times, but we are overcomers and God can redeem all, and that kind of stuff. So that wasn't necessarily funny, but it was hopeful, and obviously it was entertaining for people to watch. So those kind of things seem to work better than, hey, this is how you fix your life, basically. Another thing is, look what fits your personality. So what works for me may not work for you. And I know you probably don't want another app, but I'm telling y'all, just download TikTok. TikTok is not booty dances. It's not anything like that. The way that TikTok works is, Drew said amen. The way that TikTok works is, when you're scrolling, the more things that you like and the more things that you favorite, that's what's going to keep showing up. So when you first download, you may see some things that you have no desire to watch, but the more you favorite, like my TikTok is full of conspiracy theories, because I go down that rabbit hole on a daily basis. A lot of moms dancing and having a blast just because they need a break from their kids, and a lot of like nutritionists that make things really fun, and I get a lot of ideas from them just to make fun ways to educate people but also not harp on them, kind of thing. So when I go to my TikTok, that's kind of where I fall into, and those things fit my personality, and those are going to be things that I would want to remake or use their sounds. So when you go on there, whatever you like is what's going to keep showing up, and that's where you can pull your inspiration from, because that's going to be more of who you are rather than trying to copy someone else. So another thing is, once you do start posting reels, pay attention to what your people like. Pay attention to what people are commenting on. I pay attention more to how many comments and likes I get than even views, because people can watch it and think, God, that was awful. And that doesn't really matter. But if people are commenting on it and liking it, that means a lot more. So for me, I've tried to post like fitness stuff and like workouts, and I get like nothing. But when I post more things that show my true personality and my weird self, that honestly, until a month ago, only my husband has seen that side of me. When I post stuff like that, I get a lot more attention. I get a lot more views. I get a lot more comments, that kind of stuff. So that's what my people like. So I'm not going to go post real serious, hey, here's your workout for the day, unless it's Pamela Pumpkin, you know. I don't know if y'all have seen that, but my Pamela Pumpkin video. I'm not going to be like, hey, here's the core move. My people obviously don't care about that. So I'm not going to do that, because that's not what they like. So just pay attention to what your views are looking like, and don't get discouraged if one thing is less than the other. Then you just learn from it and just start doing more towards what your people like. And then another thing is, of course, just be you. Don't try to go copy anybody else. Don't try to go and be exactly like somebody you follow on TikTok or me or anyone else. I think we have probably all experienced that when you become a coach. You become a coach and you start watching these other people, and then you try to copy exactly what they're doing, and it just doesn't feel right because it's not you, and that comes across. And then you're like, well, why am I not getting anywhere? Because I'm doing exactly what so-and-so's doing. Well, because they're already doing it. So you don't need to do exactly what they're doing. You need to be you and find your personality in it. Don't be afraid to be silly or, I don't know, just be funny and show your personality, because that's going to connect to your people. That's another thing for me, is I've had to realize, like, I don't want to bring any more people onto my team who aren't my people. You know, I would rather wait and get those people who are really my people. And doing this is how I'm going to find them. Because if they're okay with watching my Pamela Pumpkin video, then maybe they can put up with me on a team retreat. But if they think that's annoying, then they probably shouldn't hang out with me, you know? So it's just something to think about. Like, you want your people. So post your personality, not other people. Have fun. Don't make it so serious. My kind of thing is, if it makes me giggle, then it's probably going to make somebody else giggle. Like, if you find yourself watching a video 3 or 4 times and it just makes you laugh every time, that's probably a good place to start, because if it's making you laugh, it might make somebody else laugh. What else? Okay. So another thing is, this is why you should get TikTok. Things are popular on TikTok before they're popular on Reels. So, like, I will post my stuff on TikTok just because that's where I make most of my videos, and it does not get nearly the attention it does on Instagram, because 1 million people have already done it on TikTok. But when I post it on Instagram, because it's new and not as many people have been doing it, it gets a lot more attention. It reaches a lot more people than it ever would on TikTok, because, for instance, that Pamela Pumpkin video, you will find 1 million people doing that on TikTok, but not as many people are doing it on Instagram, which is why it caught so many people's attention. So that's just another reason why to download that, because you're going to get ideas before they are super popular on Reels. What else? Oh, last thing that I'll say about this. This is not a quick turnaround. This is not something where you're going to post, you know, a reel, you're going to get 100,000 views, and then you're going to get 100 people to sign up out of that. That's not how this works. This is just creating really good relationships. This is creating good communication, good conversation, and then that's going to pay off down the line. I will say I've had a lot more people want to join my free groups and just talk about and ask me what I'm doing and ask for more information than I have in the past, but not all those have turned around yet. But you know what? That's creating a ton of follow-ups for 3 months, 6 months down the road that I didn't have before. That's, I don't know, 600 more people watching my stuff, seeing my content than it was a month and a half ago, solely because of this. And now, does that mean they're all going to sign up? No. But it's that many people watching my stuff, and you want constant new people watching your stuff, or you're going to run out of people to invite and talk to. So for me, the biggest thing is just you know, I know if these people are following me because they're watching my reels, they clearly like my personality. They clearly, you know, are okay with what I'm doing because it's clear in my bio what I'm doing. And then it's good conversation from then on out. So don't feel like, well, I posted this and I got all these views, but nobody signed up. That's okay. It's a slow process. It's just like any other thing, you know, slow and steady wins the race. So I don't know. That's all I got for that. Does anybody have any questions so far? I feel like I'm rambling, but like I told you, I don't know what I'm doing. No? Anything? You see? Yes, Aaron, I have seen my story viewers go up. Honestly, before this, I had like, I don't even know how many, but it's like doubled since this, which has been nice. It's more people watching my content every day.
I'm downloading it as we speak, if that makes you feel better.
Yes.
This is for my business. So
You will get slightly addicted to it. I'm sorry. So yeah, so my audio it just depends. So you're going to have a lot more audio choices on TikTok than you will on Reels, just because, like I said, a lot of things aren't on Reels yet. So if it's a custom audio, if it's somebody talking, then you're probably not going to have that on Reels. You're probably going to have to find it on TikTok, which is why so many of mine say original audio. Y'all, that is not my audio. That is coming from TikTok. What was it? Courtney Foster asked me if I actually made that noise with the blanket one. No, I do not sound like that. That was not my audio. I get it from TikTok, and then I just put it on my reel. So that's why it says original audio. But I get a lot of my stuff from TikTok. So I'll show y'all what I do on. Okay, so this was a really sweet video about an older couple reuniting after the coronavirus. It was really sweet. So, okay, there's a video. So let's say I want to favorite it. Or, okay, so if you like it right here, there's a difference between likes and you can still go back to that. But what I do is when you just hold it down like this. Wait, can you see that? Okay, and then it says add to favorites. When you add that to favorites, I use that as like my inspiration or Christmas recipes. But that's beside the point. So these are all my favorites. And that's just, I like a lot of things, but I only favorite things that I want to go back to and maybe use their audio. You can also play with it. You can say just the sound. You can, follow the user and use that kind of stuff. There's a lot of different options. Yes, Caroline, that's on TikTok. So basically I just favorite stuff, and that's how I get what I want showing on my feed. And then my favorites on TikTok are what I want to go back to and probably use the audio later or things like that. So that's just a way for me to keep it organized of like, okay, I know that there was a really good sound the other day that I want to go back and use, but I can't remember what it was. And also so I'm going to go back and look at all of your questions. I had it pulled up earlier, but then saw your mess with my phone. Okay, so how much time does it take to make one? Somebody asked that. Honestly, it just depends. I'm not like a TikTok creator, so I'm not creating my own sounds. I'm not doing any of that. If it takes me longer than like 30 minutes to make it, I'm probably not doing it just because I don't have that kind of time. So it just really depends. Like the one I made today, I was like, oh, I like that sound. I'm just going to set up my light and sit on the couch and make a sound. It took me like 10 seconds to make it and post it. So it just really depends on what you're doing, how complicated you want to make it, all of that kind of stuff. But I don't usually take a lot of time to do it. Let's see. Y'all can also unmute yourself and ask questions. You try. So I was trying to do like 2 posts and then a reel just because I'm a little OCD and it made my like page look better. But like today, I just wanted to make one because it was fun and I wanted to post it. So I really don't worry about it. I try to do like a couple a week, but I'm not. Like I said before, if this stops becoming fun, I'm not going to do it anymore because I right now I enjoy doing it and it makes me laugh and it's just really fun to do. So I think taking that pressure off of yourself of like, oh, I have to do a certain amount. And we all know that Instagram's algorithm and all of that kind of stuff is so unpredictable. I really wouldn't worry about that. If it's good and it's funny and you enjoy doing it, then it's going to reach people. yeah, I mean, I do more than one a week, but I have a lot of like stuff that I want to do. So, but I don't really worry about it either. It's not like, oh my gosh, I didn't make a reel today. I need to scramble around and make one. I don't worry about that either. And honestly, y'all, what gets attention and what doesn't on my thing just blows my mind. Like this reel has 149,000 views, and I was sick. I was coughing and I was sneezing and I was sick, and I was like, this is a fun sound. I just need to do something to make myself feel better. I don't know why. I don't know why people liked it so much. I think it was because I was just acting like an idiot. I honestly don't know why. So that's why I say take the pressure off of yourself, because if you try to make this a science, you're just going to get frustrated, basically. Because I have some things that just have like 6,000 views, and then I have, that one that has like a crazy amount of views, and there is no reason for it. It's just what people like and what people don't like.
You may have already said this, but so sorry if I missed it.
No, you're fine.
Once these people like are liking your stuff, what is that relationship building? Like, what are you doing once they've liked it? Like, do they start following you, or is it just a lot of people liking, or what's that all look like?
So a lot of people start following me. Obviously not all of them. I don't have 149,000 followers, but when people follow me, I just send them my normal follow, thank you for following message. If it is something that is related to my business in some way, like the very first one that kind of went up really fast, about how I lost 45 pounds, I did message those people and like, hey, thank you so much for liking my reel. It's kind of crazy how many people this is reaching. If you ever want to know about like more about how I lost that weight, or what, how I work with my customers, I would love to send you more information, and just kind of leave it at that. And a lot of people are just like, oh, I love your content or whatever. And then, there's some people who are like, yeah, I would actually love to know more. But I don't obviously I'm not going to message people who like my Pamela Pumpkin video, because that's a little unrelatable.
Total sense.
Yeah, so it just really depends on what it is, but a lot of people do. I get followers every time I post a reel. So, and then I just start that conversation there.
This is my own curiosity, but do you feel like your overall engagement on your Instagram account has gone up? Because I feel like right now my engagement has gone way down, and I think a lot of like in the retreat last week with leadership, a lot of people said that their engagement has gone down a lot on Instagram, but I feel like people who are utilizing reels like are not seeing that happen. And so I just think that it's kind of an interesting like just insight.
Yeah, I definitely think it has. Especially on the reels, I get way more likes on those than I do on just a regular post. And like I said before, I think it's just because you can truly see someone's personality rather than just another perfectly posed picture and a long caption. And those are still great. And that way people can still get to know my heart and what, who I am in that kind of way. But for reels, it's just a way for people to see, honestly, like, would we be friends in real life? That's kind of my thing when I look at reels and things like that. That's what draws my attention is, oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Like, I could totally hang out with her. Those kind of things are going to that's what's going to make people want to follow you rather than just another post. And that's just kind of what I realized, because I can make posts, and I love to write, and I would consider myself a pretty good writer, but it doesn't matter how good my post is. I'm probably not going to gain any followers from it as much as these kind of things that are showing up on people's reels, because people aren't really looking. I don't think I wouldn't think they're really looking at this anymore. They're clicking on reels, and that's what they're scrolling down.
Yeah,
because that's a lot more interactive and engaging than just more posts.
So,
which is how you're reaching other people.
I feel like one insight I've personally seen from Instagram recently, and I think like you hit the nail on the head with this, but like just how reels allows people to see your personality. I know like one thing I've realized is like the post where it's just words and it's something funny sometimes get the best engagement, which I feel like it's the same sense as like reels. But like I've had some friends who've gotten like crazy amounts of shares and likes, and obviously again, it's not all about the likes and it's not all about that, but like it is just interesting. I feel like that it is just good to have a good, it's good for your feed to be like a good mixture. Cause I know for me, I tend to be a lot more like faith heavy, and, you know, not that that's bad, but like, I want people to see other parts of my life too. Like, I want for people to like see that I'm not just always like super serious. You know what I mean? Like, I want them to see the other parts of my personality. And so I think that's what's interesting about this all is like, what you just said about how it can really shows people's personalities, you know?
Yeah. And for me, you know, and Keith and I were talking about this earlier because I was like, I honestly have no idea what I'm going to say tonight. And he was like, well, I think, you know, you're doing a good job of, and you see this across the board with Christian people too. It's like with Christian influencers, I guess you would say, you can get so serious because you're so scared of like offending someone or, you know, like being, I don't know, inappropriate, I guess. And of course we don't ever want to be inappropriate, but I think it's really, really important to note that we can be a huge light on social media by showing a good sense of humor, rather than just always being so serious. It pulls people onto our page that maybe normally wouldn't come to our page, because if they think that we're just a serious Christian who's gonna like tell them how to fix their life all the time, then that's not as appealing as somebody who has a good personality and lets you see that. And then when they come onto our page, then, you know, we can share the gospel with them and we can share those other parts of our faith with them. But I think it's just really important to remember that even as a Christian, we can be funny and we can have a good sense of humor. And that's important to me, at least. Like, I don't know, like it just makes me giggle. And I like to see that after a long day, stressful day of my toddler having tantrums. I don't want to sit down and read serious posts. I want to watch things that make me laugh and make me happy, cry, and that kind of stuff, rather than just more serious. It has been therapeutic to me. I will say that. Even making them has been very therapeutic for me. And Keith has gotten a good kick out of watching it. So there's that.
I love it. Well, I don't know if we already did this, but I'm kind of just curious. Will everybody just drop in the chat box below, drop a 1 if you have been doing reels, like trying to do them consistently, and drop a 2 if you haven't done a reel yet. Like, no, you haven't done one reel. I'm just kind of curious. Yeah, so a lot of people who haven't even done one. Annabelle, did you already walk through exactly like how to film one and all that good stuff?
Yet.
Do you mind? Because I feel like, would that be helpful to anyone on here who hasn't done one?
So I will say the biggest thing is just to get on TikTok and get on Reels and just try it. Remember, you don't have to post it if you think it's awful, but the more practice makes perfect, right? So the more you try it, the more you press the buttons and try to figure it out, the more it will help. But okay, so do y'all want me to show you on TikTok or on Reels?
Let's do Reels, because I feel like I'm not on TikTok, I know, so that might be a longer process for everybody.
I would say to download it though, because like I was telling them earlier, I think you were still getting her down, but a lot of the audio that I use is coming from TikTok, because things that are popular on TikTok right now are not on Reels yet, which is why, like, I'll post something on TikTok and it gets barely any engagement, but I post something on Reels and it gets, you know, hundreds of thousands of views. So there's the difference, is like, it's not on here, it's not on Reels yet, so you got to find it on TikTok and put it on Reels before anyone else does. So that's why I really encourage everyone to have it. It doesn't have to be like something that you're on all the time, but you will get a lot more ideas from that than you will on Reels. But okay, so on Reels, you go to your stories.
Hey, Annabelle, someone wants to know if you film all of yours on TikTok or do you film them on Reels?
It just depends on if the audio is already on Reels or not. If it's just a song that, you know, okay, like the one I did with the Overcomer song, I just did that on personal development, 10 minutes of TikTok. I'm telling y'all all made fun of me at the leadership retreat, but I'm telling you, TikTok.
Something. I give it to you. I give it to you, Annabelle.
Right?
That's why you're now our TikTok and Reels expert.
I told you. Okay, so yeah, if it's just a normal song, I'll do it on Reels just so I don't have to, you know, make it on this and then put it on that. But if it's any kind of audio, like voiceovers, I usually do it on TikTok, because that's where I'm finding it, and that's where it's in my favorites, and that's where I've kind of We were getting a kick out of you watching them. I'm telling y'all, and it'll give you a good giggle. Everyone needs a good laugh therapy every day. Okay, so you're going to go to your stories, just like you would on a story. Okay, and then right down here, you're going to scroll over to Reels, and that puts you on the Reels site. Okay, so up here you can do length. Now notice you can do 15 seconds or 30 seconds. Now if you do 15 seconds, you can't post, or if you do 30 seconds, you can't post on your stories. You can only post it as a reel. I also use Reels to post my workout videos now, just on my stories, because it's already on there and it just makes it easier. But if you want to do like a full reel, you can do 30 seconds. And then it's really simple. So the music obviously is your audio, and you can just search. So let's say, what's a good song? Okay, this is what I used for my workout video earlier. So in the same thing in your stories, you just go and drag it to whatever you want it to be. Same exact thing. Done. And then this same thing as your stories. This is where you would post or do it, you know, slower, faster, whatever. This is your filters. And then this right here is your timer. So if you don't want it to start right as soon as you press it, then you want to make sure that you put your timer, because it's going to give you a 3-second countdown. So let's say you would do this. And then let's say I wanted my first part of my video, so all my videos that have cuts on them, if I wanted my first part of my video to be like about 3 seconds, it tells you right here how many seconds it is. Okay, set timer. Nope, hold on. I clicked the wrong thing. I'm just gonna put a random filter on it. Okay. And then as soon as you press it, 3, 2, 1, it's gonna start your video. It's gonna do it for those 3 seconds. And then, so that one's right here, and then you just keep making them. You just keep doing the exact same thing for another 3 seconds or for whatever. And that's gonna keep adding on to the whole reel. Does that make sense to y'all? So you make the first chop, then you make the second part. Actually on Reels feed. Let's see. I don't know, Shay, if there's any difference. I just do it because it's just easier. Just to have it up and use my same filter that I use for everything else. But I don't know if there's any difference for that, because it's not showing up on people's actual reels. So I don't think that would make any difference. But it's really that simple, y'all. And then if you want to, so let's say that's all I was doing. So there's that first little video. So you're going to click the next button, and this is where you can add your text and all of that. So teen call, I'm making that text. Okay, so you see the teen call on there. Now the way that I do, it's really hard to show y'all on here. That's why I said you just kind of have to play with it. But if you, so sorry y'all. You see right here where it says, see that little block right there? Everyone see the block? Yes? No? Okay, so that's your text. And then I can do that for even a short amount of time. So it's going to be there and then it's going to go away. So that's how you do, like, if you want your text to go and go away and show up and go away, you just move them like that. And I know it sounds really difficult, but it's not. It's just really hard to show y'all on a phone. That's why I said just get on it, make a video. I don't care if it's just yourself staring at the camera, and then just play with it. I mean, it's really self-explanatory. YouTube it if you need to, but I can't share my screen with y'all because I have an iPad and not an actual computer, so I'm really sorry about that. But just get on there and just play with it. I know it, like TikTok, Reels, however you want to do it, get on there, mess with it. It's really not complicated, y'all. That's why everyone's doing it, because it's really simple, and Reels is even more simple than TikTok, just because it's not as advanced yet. So there's not as many effects and filters and all that kind of stuff. So you can make it really super simple. Don't feel like you have to make this crazy spectacular reel. Yeah, Kirby, I think so too, just because TikTok can be a little overwhelming with all the different options on there to do. But it's really not that hard. Just get on there and just play with it. I know that's not very helpful, but it's very hard to show y'all on here. You can't really see a whole lot. What other questions do y'all have for me? So I'm not sitting here mumbling.
There's a few questions in the chat box. Let's see.
Oh, sorry, I missed
Someone
it.
said, what does the app icon look like? For some reason, I'm not seeing it on my app store.
For TikTok?
No, okay, so someone replied to me. So
Oh.
it's not an app. That the Reels is not an app, it's just in the Instagram.
Yeah, so you go to your story, like where you would make a story. So
Okay.
pull up your Instagram. Okay, and then click the little camera in the top left.
Mhm.
And then on the very bottom where it says
Yeah, okay.
stories, you just switch over to Reels.
Okay, I missed
And
that.
then boom, you're on Reels. And then once you get to the end part, it'll ask you, when you get to the captions, it'll say stories or Reels. And that's where you choose if you want to put it in your stories or if you want to put it on Reels for everyone to see.
Awesome, thanks.
You're welcome. Anyone else have any
She
questions
said,
for
do
me?
you think there's benefits to posting Reels just on stories, or most of the benefits come from actually posting it on Reels / your feed?
Posting it on Reels / your feed. Because on your stories, it's just nobody else is seeing it.
I don't think many people click out of, like, when they're watching stories, I don't think they want to click on it and like go to Reels, in my opinion.
Are you talking about like if you post Reels, like if you make a Reel to your feed and you post it to your story?
I
Or
thought
just using Reels in your stories?
I was just talking about, like, you know how when you make a reel, like you were saying, you have the option, it can go straight to your story or it goes to the feed. And like, I assume that you really only get benefits if you're posting it to the feed, and it goes on like the Explorer and all that. I was just curious if you like.
Yeah. I just use that for my workouts because it has the timer. So I can like press it and then start working out and, you know, not have to worry about using a separate app, trying to make it less complicated.
And you can still share, like, even if you make a reel and post it on your feed and post it to Reels, like, you can always go back to your feed and, you know, like, share it on your stories like you did.
Yeah, that's what I do. I always share it to my stories, so that way people who just follow me can see it if they missed it on their other. But for the most part, I mean, I've had some of my girls say, like, your you know, reel from a month ago keeps showing up on my Explorer page. But it's just because, like Caroline said, there's benefits to hopping onto this early rather than waiting until everyone is doing it right now. If you get quite a few views, and it's just going to keep popping up on people's stuff. It's not the same level as TikTok. You know, people on TikTok have got millions and millions of views on stuff, and these aren't celebrities or anyone special. They're just people who hopped on it early. Hannah Van Aaron are all over my reel feed. You're welcome. He's like, why am I seeing it? You're welcome, Jason. You're welcome for the entertainment. I'm going to take that as a compliment.
Courtney Curry, which, by the way, Courtney, I can't even believe you're on tonight's call. You are a champion. But Courtney was actually, I hope she doesn't care if I say this, but she was in the hospital this weekend, and here she is showing up on the team call. So you're amazing. But she said you can always make your videos and cut them later. That's what I usually do, because I don't really have I don't know. I just feel like it's easier. Like, I was even listening to a training where it's like, you know how sometimes people like snap and they're like in their sweaty clothes and then all of a sudden they're cute. Like, shoot, I saw this one girl was like, yeah, sometimes I like, when I'm cute, I'll just go ahead and make a video, like come up with a reel, and I'll do like the in my pajamas the next morning, just because like you don't get dressed up a lot. So I was like, that's a good kind of working backwards.
Yeah, and you can also pre-make stuff and just save them to your draft, so that way if you don't, you know, if you know you're going to be super busy next week and probably not going to post a reel. Like, I did that because whenever I was gone for my homecoming, I knew good and well I was not going to make a reel that weekend. And I had made one because I had went and got my hair done and cut. And so I just posted that weekend. It doesn't always have to be like the day of. If you're looking cute and you feel funny or you feel, you know, whatever, then go ahead and make one. You don't have to post it that day. If you've already posted something, you can always post it later. And it's kind of nice to have like a few drafts like that in case you don't feel good or you don't feel creative or whatever. Because there's days where I just don't feel creative at all. So that's also helpful. Was there any more questions?
What I've personally been doing, I just thought I would share this, but I didn't make it real last week or this week. But what I've been doing before that, like I plan all my Instagram out. So for the ones that I feel like make sense, I'll do a reel. Like I'll take the caption that I wrote out and basically turn it into a reel and then just post that in the caption. So I'm still planning out my social media and it's like not so stressful, but then I just turn it into a reel. So that's worked well for me.
I just saw where you said Brian asked how many likes I got on that pumpkin one.
Yeah, I think the pumpkin one was showing up on his Explore page. Like he said you're like all over his Explore page,
You're
which
welcome.
just shows that it works because.
Sorry, y'all, I'm showing up on your husband's phone.
No, it's funny.
Yeah, no, that one, and it's funny too because like I'll have reels that don't. I'm like, oh, well, that was a flop, but you know, whatever. I had fun making it, so it's fine.
I thought that was hilarious.
And then like the weekend will hit, and then it skyrockets. The blanket one is still my favorite.
Oh yeah, that was really
I have to
funny
tell you
too.
a funny story about that one. So I posted that, and my in-laws follow my fitness page. I don't know why. I really wish that they wouldn't, but they do. And Keith's dad texted Keith and said, I know that walk anywhere. He thought it was Keith. It's like, no, that was me. But Keith did record it. So there's that. I was like, hey, don't ask questions. Just record this. This is what I'm going to do. Don't ask questions about how weird it is. But yeah, my father-in-law thought it was my husband under that blanket, not me. So there's that. But yeah, other than that, I don't know. I'm sorry. I feel like I was very unprepared on this, but like I said, I'm learning as I go too. And that's the thing, like there's no science behind this. There is no like perfect way to do this. It really just depends on your followers and your personality and all of that kind of stuff. So you just need to do what feels right to you. And like I said, if you're not having fun doing it, don't do it. Like if you're like, this is miserable or this is just getting frustrating, like just don't do it. Do something else. Keep searching on TikTok until you find something that makes you laugh and then recreate it. And it's okay to use other people's audios.
I do think like that's such a good point, Annabelle. But I think too, like pushing ourselves out of our comfort zone to try new things sometimes because we may love it. Like we may love making reels, but we're too scared to actually try it. So then we never even know if we actually enjoyed doing it or not. And so, because like, I mean, I would have never taken the leap with like growing a business on Instagram, but I love Instagram now. Like I know Instagram gets so much like kind of hate, but it's like if you do it right, it's fun. And I think that's like anything, like if you put it in its rightful place, like it can be fun. And I think just taking that step of like just finding the joy in it and finding the reels and the things you want to do that make sense for you and what you're passionate about, you know.
That's what I'm saying. Just try it and you're probably gonna have more fun doing it than you think you will. Like every time I do it, I'm like, I am such an idiot. Why am I doing this? But then every time I do it, I'm like, that was so much fun. Like it lets me express a part of myself, especially as a mama now, which is why you see so many moms on TikTok, because it is a way to get on there and just have fun. And it's almost like, I forgot I could dance. I forgot that I could have fun like this because I'm cleaning poopy diapers up all day, you know? It's just a way to get on there and have fun and let other people see your personality. And that's why there are moms literally making a lot of money on TikTok just from getting on there and having fun, which just blows my mind. If you get on TikTok and you see people who are verified, that means that they're getting paid for their views, and they're not famous. They're nobody special. They are just suburban mamas living the life and getting on there and embarrassing their kids is basically what they're doing. And they're getting paid for it. That blows my mind. But they started on it early before quarantine and it was like their outlet. But yeah, I mean, try it. Get out of your comfort zone. Like I don't know. For me, it was like I said, me acting like this is something that only my husband normally sees. But it is me and it is who I am. And I'm just letting other people see it now and it's working. I don't know why people like it, but they do. So I'm gonna keep doing it. Y'all got anything else for me? Yes, get crazy. I love it. I cannot wait to see y'all's reels after this. All the TikTok. Everybody's gonna be on TikTok all night. Everybody's husband's gonna be like, go to bed. I apologize in advance. Keith gets really tired of me being like, hey, watch this. Watch this. This is hilarious. You have to watch this. But it's fun.
And for those of you who haven't heard yet, Sean T is coming out with a new program in like March or April. We just found out at
A
Leadership.
dance one.
Yeah, it's a dance. It's like dancing, and he'll do like random spurts of like insanity, not like as intense as insanity, but I'm pretty sure. I think it's at the end of like kind of how size like where you learn to dance. Basically at the end of like the week or the end of the few days, he has you actually do a video and post it on TikTok, and he also and put it on Reels. Like just
If
because
y'all don't follow him on TikTok, you should, but I will say that he is a little raunchy. Just know that if you follow Shanti on TikTok, it's not the same Shanti that you see on T20 or like Size or whatever else. It's not the same. Shanti gets a little bootylicious.
I think I won't follow him, but
He's funny, but he was a professional dancer. He used to be like a backup dancer or whatever.
yeah.
So he got the moves.
We're all gonna be busting a move. I saw all these girls though from Leadership posting it on like the dance on their reel. It's so funny. Kirby said, I think I won't follow him. Oh, Caroline. No, but they were like doing. It was like I saw someone that was like mom dance, and I was like, this is totally me. What I look like doing.
That's what I'm saying. If you get on TikTok and you start liking those like mamas just that are having fun, they're just innocent having fun, then that's what's going to start showing up on your feed. And to me, that's what made me want to do this, because I saw all these other mamas who had a lot more babies than me and that were a good 10 plus years older than me, and they were having a blast. And I'm like, I want to have fun like that. That looks so much fun. I'm like, my dream is just to embarrass my child with my cool dance moves. And that's what made me want to do it. Seriously, I was watching all these moms. I'm like, that's too much fun for me not to do.
Aaron said we need to all learn the promo video dance.
Is it out? Oh, done.
I'm not sure.
Is it on his page?
That would be amazing.
Yeah, it's out. I think he posted it on his Instagram, and I saw somebody like maybe on Beachbodies.
Well,
but it's like a whole TikTok dance that he does.
They made it like it was our workout last week, and so a bunch of people were posting it too. But what I was thinking is for everyone who's at the team retreat, we should like make a massive reel of us all doing like one of the workouts or something. That would be funny.
That would be amazing.
I would love that. Well, thank you, Annabelle, for your expertise. Even though you think it's not expertise, it is expertise. Because that's what expertise is passionate about something, you just learn about it, figure it out. So you are our expert, whether you like it or not. Anybody else have any questions? About it?
Anything?
I'm sure Annabelle won't mind if you shoot her a DM or a Facebook message with a question if you are like doing something and you're like, how do I do this? Reach out to her.
Yeah. I don't mind at all. Everyone's going to be sending each other TikToks tonight.
Yes.
It's research.
I put my phone on a little port in the kitchen so I don't look at my phone because I will stay up like just looking at stuff and get sucked in. So, well, let's see. Courtney Foster, do you care to pray us out tonight? Do you mind? I'm sorry putting you on the spot.
No, you're good.
You're such a prayer warrior.
Oh my gosh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Courtney Curry was in the hospital. Brian's like, you're telling her that she has to pray over everybody and she was in the hospital?
Brian would know if I was in the hospital. I hope.
But do you pray for Courtney? I don't know if she's still on here.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, is she still in the hospital or is she home? Shay, do you know?
She's home. I think she's on here. I don't know if she can talk, but she's home.
Okay.
Yeah, but prayers for her. So she went home, I think today, she said, and there's just like always, there's like a 50-50 chance it could happen again. And if it does, then she'd have to have surgery potentially. So just prayers that, just God's healing over her. And
Cool. Anybody else have any prayer requests that they want to lift up?
Anybody else have anything? Okay.
Oh my gosh, before I pray, Bailey Bryan, I see your little baby, and oh my gosh, that is the sweetest, snuggliest baby ever. Anyways, okay.
It almost makes me want another baby.
All right. Let me see. Kelsey. Okay. Yes, awesome. All right, ladies. Well, do you want to take a picture before or after? You're muted.
I can take one now.
Okay. Perfect.
All right, 1, 2, 3. Let me go to the next page. Hang on. 1, 2, 3. Cute.
All right, let's pray. God, I just thank you so much for tonight, Lord. I thank you for, God, just the reminder that Annabelle gave us, Lord, just to have fun, God, that you created laughter, you created joy, God, that you created this life. And so I pray that you would give us, Lord, just the creativity and the energy that we need, God, to reach people in a different way. Lord, I love that we can use anything as a ministry, God. So I just pray that we would have fun with this, God, that you would let the unique personalities that you've created us to have be on display, that we would be able to connect with people in a new way with the ultimate goal, God, of pointing them to you, either through fitness or through reels or through whatever, God, that you can use anything. Lord, that we would be faithful to share the gospel, that we would be faithful to invest in that eternal relationship above anything else. God, I pray over each and every woman on this call tonight. Specifically, I pray over Courtney, God, just for healing, Lord, and I pray for peace over her family. God, I just praise you for her faithfulness, God, and commitment to be on here tonight, Lord. I feel extremely blessed by this community, just to be a part of women like that would show up, God, to be a part of this even when they're going through hard things. And so I just praise you for her and just ask that you would just be with their family, God, and bless them and be with her specifically. Let her know that you are with her, God, through it all. And then also pray for healing for Kelsey's brother, God, and just for their family. The same thing, that you would give them peace that surpasses all understanding, God, in this hard time. Lord, that you would provide, God, just your comfort and your love through your Holy Spirit, God, through their church family, through their family, and through community. God, we just love you, and we thank you for the privilege and the opportunity to be able to, God, end our meetings with prayer, Lord, in a secular business, that we get to center everything we do around you, which is incredible. God, we love you. We praise you. It's your name we pray. Amen.
Thanks, everyone, for being on. Thanks, Courtney. That was awesome.
My pleasure.
Bye. Thanks again, Annabelle.